Not looking good. Did you hear that? Right, as you may know by that soundtrack, I'm in the Giulia, but I'm on my way to see my Lancia Fulvia Project car because a couple of exciting bits have arrived for it, finally. And that car's been off the road for such a long time. I thought it was about time to get it running, to give some life back into this little Lancia. So you will join me with the car. Let's get there a bit faster, shall we? Okay, and we have arrived. And there's James's little Fiat 128. I'll have a few videos on that soon because that's going to get some work done. And there, if you look, is the little Fulvia. Right, let's go. I've neglected this poor little car for a long time, but now I'm sort of done with the Giulia for now because I'm going to go to uni and I've done a lot of nice trips in it. Got some good use out of it, but now I think it's time to get that Fulvia on the road. Finally, we've got a whole load of bits and we've got some plans, so I think we'll go and check it out now. Right then. There it is. And as you can probably see, it looks exactly the same as it did before, which is a shame, but that is about to change because in here there's actually been a lot of work going on, and in that box is something very special indeed, and we're going to put those on today. So open it up. As you can see in here, I recently spent about an hour or two dismantling the whole dash, which was actually a really easy, nice job compared to my Alpha, because this sort of has, as you can see, a structure built into the body where the dash panels just bolt on and bolt off, whereas in the Alpha it's a whole separate fiberglass structure that you have to remove to get the entire dash off at once, and that's a really big pain because there's so many little bolts in there that you can't reach. But in this is very, very simple, which is really nice. And all those bits are in the back seat at the moment. That looks quite scary, doesn't it? But we know what everything is, we know where everything goes, how it bolts back together. Okay, so I've just brought out these main bits here just to show you why exactly we took apart the whole dash. And one of the reasons is this is the vents that surround the scuttle at the back of the dash, and as you can see, if you look closely, there is a bit of pitting, a bit of rust on there, and if we're going to refresh the car, I think it would be a shame to put that back in like that. So we're going to satin black that and make it look really fresh, really smart. And then there's this, which is the top of the dash, and it's covered in vinyl, which is in actually really good nick. There are no real tears anywhere I can see, and yeah, unlike my Giulia, I don't think we'll need to recover that. That looks pretty good, which is nice. And then there's this as well, which is the little metal air vent. As you can see, it's a bit pitted, and yeah, an old trick with pitted metal like this is to get some foil and dip it in water. It sounds a bit mental, but if you rub that that mixture onto this metal piece here, it comes up really nice. And I just took this off just to make sure I can get into all the nooks and crannies in here and everything, just to make that look gleaming and nice. Because the main reason for taking the dash apart was this is the older wood veneer panel, and if we're going to do this in brand new veneer, then it's worth doing all the other bits as well, because otherwise it'll just look a bit odd. So as you can see, there are chunks missing here, sort of peeling away on the edges. There's no actual real damage here, which is a good sign. And yeah, it looks original. And we're going to go with the same, I think it's mahogany that they use in the Fulvias from factory. So we're going to go with that same finish and have that looking really fresh, and that will really smarten up the dash, because when you look at a Fulvia inside, it's just this that stands out, the wood veneer finish, which is really cool. And it's worth having that looking really good. Okay, and it's now time to address the elephant in the room. What is in this box? Is it a nose trimmer perhaps? Or a monkey? No! We have a pair of Solex C35 PHH carbs. And as you can see by how fresh they look, these have been fully rebuilt and they look very fresh. And obviously carbs are very temperamental usually, so it's always best to rebuild them, especially if you're going to take the car on a rolling road to do a full tune-up. because then you know what you've got, you know that everything's going to be set right, and it takes out a variable basically in getting this car running really nicely. You got to be a bit of a sadder to get excited by a clean set of carbs, but yeah, and obviously because they're so clean, we're going to have to clean up the rest of the engine bay because there's so much grime in there from 50 years of use. So we'll head over there now. You'll join me with my small brown head in the engine bay. Okay, and this is what we're working with. So as you can see, yeah, lots and lots of road grime and crud in there, all over the dynamo, the fan, starter motor. It's pretty much everywhere, in the inner wings as well. But at least it all looks pretty original and pretty nice actually. I think this will clean up nice and well. And I've got, if you remove this dirty old homeless rag, we have this which is called TFR, Traffic Film Remover. And it's quite strong, but if you're careful with it, you can remove a lot of this grime. I mean, I tested it on this little part there. As you can see, it's done wonders. So in all of here, we're going to just spray it with TFR, then wipe it clean, and then get those carbs on. And maybe even just see if it starts, which will be fun. But yeah, you've got to pump it. This looks quite odd. Passersby must be concerned, but okay, I've left it for a few moments to set. Now I'm going to take my my pajama top here to clean it. Let's have a look. So that's before. Give it a bit of a rub. Right. It's going to be quite embarrassing if it's the same. Yeah, no, that's a lot better. Look at that. Nice. That is the result. Okay, so I think those edges we missed a bit. We missed those edges with the TFR, so I have to come back to that, but I think that's the result for now. I think that'll come out really nice. Right, and after quite a lot of scrubbing, this is the best I could really get it to. A lot of this is really difficult to shift. But over here, look, it has sort of brought up some of the metal a bit, and the fan is somewhat better, but yeah, I think to do it properly, you'd have to get individual bits, sandblasters or something, to get a really nice new look. But I think that's alright for now, and a lot of it's going to be hidden with the carbs and the air filter, so I think it's about time we put those on now. Carb bits, which is what we need, isn't it? Right, and having unloaded the envelope of carb bits, this is what I'm left with. And to be honest, I took the carbs off about 4 months ago. So yeah, I'm having difficulty remembering where everything goes, but with some trial and error and with some careful observation, I think we're okay. Because if you look here, you can see markings where the locking washers go, and if you test the threads on these, you see that these bronze nuts go on there, and I'm sure we can get around the rest. And we've got some lovely new gaskets as well, which is always nice. So I think I'll set the camera up and we'll get these carburetors on. Woohoo! Okay, and that is both carburetors fitted, and as you can see, they are gleaming. They put the rest of the engine bay to shame, to be honest, but we have a bit of a dilemma. So over here there should be an airbox, which is down there, and you can see it's got a trunk on the end of it which gathers cold air from away from the depths of the engine bay, and that cold air is denser, so more oxygen, and you get a bigger bang and more power. But that big structure does sap some of the lovely induction sound of the Fulvia engine. And one way of curing that is to put a couple of pan filters on here, like I've done with my Giulia, which gives a really big induction growl. It sounds really, really menacing. But obviously it draws air in from the hotter part of the engine bay, so less power. So that's our dilemma. Do we go with a rampant little rally car or a sophisticated Grand Tourer? So vote in the poll on the right of the screen to let me know what you think. But for now, we're going to be fitting the airbox because we need some filtration and we're going to be tuning it on a rolling road. So for now, that's going to go on. But what I did notice is this little lever here with labels E and I, and this little extension to the trunk of the airbox, which is quite unusual. But after looking at it, I've realised that if you rotate this lever here, it opens the bottom of the airbox like so. And after a bit of research, I realised that I stands for inverno, which means winter. So in the winter, you can switch to I and then get some hotter air from the engine bay, because this is obviously pointing down, to help with better running. And then E stands for estate, which means summer. So if you switch it to that mode, it blocks this off, and then you get nice cool air when the weather's hot. Again, for better running. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I'm about to fit this. And that's everything on, finally. And actually no, the last thing, it's a little breather pipe here. So yeah, it is complete. I think now it's time for a tidy up, because I've been a very messy boy. And yeah, let's see if she runs. Okay everyone, it is the moment of truth. After all that, will the Fulvia start? Right. Take a bit of load off the engine with the clutch in. A few pumps of the throttle. Not looking good. Right, I've enlisted the help of a jump pack. Let's give it another go. Come on, little Fulvia. Did you hear that? Come on. Oh, idle's very high. Brilliant. We have a live Fulvia. With a very high idle. But it's alright, it's running, which means we didn't mess it up. So that's good. So yeah, the next video will be this car on a rolling road, getting tweaked with the carbs and everything, the timing, the valve timing needs doing as well. And hopefully then it'll be running sweetly and we can get this out on the road and see what we're working with in terms of suspension, steering, gearbox, everything like that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you did, to keep up to date with what we're doing with the Fulvia. And I'll see you in the next one.